How's the hell? My name is Mr.WereWolph, and today I'm doing a tutorial. This is the first tutorial I've ever done, so round of applause for that. You may also know that my face is a lot less laggy, and also you can see me more in detail. And that's because I ended up getting a different web recorder, or you know what I mean, thing that records your face and whatnot. So pretty much from now on you'll be seeing this face in HD. How does that sound? Oh, and in less than 15 frames per second. I know that was also a problem too. So I'm going to go to my levels and I'm going to load up Mortal Kombat. And this is an XML that'll be ready sometime soon. But pretty much what was done here is I made the base right here using an NPC from the vanilla game. Well, technically this is all vanilla. And I posed him so that that pretty much it ended up with the same pose. Now obviously this isn't gonna look the same because oh Jesus. But pretty much it looks relatively the same. Right? Yeah, it looks relatively the same. It's just a bit harder. Alright, so pretty much what I did was I made the shape of an NPC for a relative size, a realistic size, and as you can see, Scorpion's a little bit thicker. That's probably because this is the actual beginner model that I did, and then I went on to, oh Jesus, I actually went from this model first onto this model, so it looks a bit different. Alright, so pretty much what we have here is we have the first Sub-Zero model that's less HD, I guess you could say, and it is it's not as detailed. It doesn't have shading on it, so that's nothing too bad. But pretty much each of these, what I did was I pretty much did the art first, and then I put a invisible shape, but I put shapes or the poly tool and made a whole bunch of different polys as pretty much a hitbox or whatever you want to call it, but pretty much the barrier where it collides with everything else. And so in the very first thing, this was Sub-Zero is made with poly, so that's why it was able to, at least I think it's made with poly, but that's why Sub-Zero was able to pretty much hold stuff, because its arms were more definite or high definition or whatever you want to say, but pretty much it had a more detailed hitbox. But if you look at, if we go here and go to debug draw and test, we will see actually our hitboxes as well, and you can see that they're not actually what the hell are they doing? But pretty much you can see that our hitboxes aren't as detailed. But I take that back. Sub-Zero's box is actually made with a bunch of boxes and whatnot, but it's a lot more high def for sure, because it has a lot more stuff in it. But if you look at them, you can actually see how familiar they look to each other, and how each of these look almost identical. But as you can see with this one, it looks a bit different, and this one you see a lot more. Alright, so now I'm going to show you a Jacksepticeye level I made. Where is it? Right here. Alright, so here we have, if we go in, we will see that these hitboxes are actually a lot more similar, and this one actually moves. And behind it, there's actually a still figure, which is actually a statue, or something close to a statue anyway, and it doesn't move at all. And the one behind it moves, but the one in front of it does not move. And there's reasons for that. That's because, like I said, you're able to take an NPC and pretty much freeze it and put it all together. So I'm going to start a new world, and I'm going to show you what I mean. Alright, let's see here. New. Alright, so we'll start off with a base, and then we will start adding on from here. So what we're going to first do is we're going to make pretty much the skeleton of these NPCs, because we pretty much don't need to do anything else. All you need to do is know how to make a skeleton to make an NPC, and as for art and stuff, I'll show you how to do that after this. So first we're going to color code. Well, before we even do that, we need a body. We're going to pose. Maybe not. But this will just be relative to what we should do. So what we're going to do first is we are going to make a front. We're pretty much going to make 3 layers, and each one's going to be color coded. So the first layer is going to be, let's see, green. Let's make it green. And pretty much what will be in these layers will be the arm and the leg. And it'll be down here, you'll unfix it, and then you'll put it to where it collides with everything except other shapes set to this value, so 4. And so pretty much what that does is it gives it so that pretty much you're able to collide with yourself. Or not collide with yourself. As you can see with regular NPCs, your hand's able to go through your body, it's able to go through your legs, it's able to go through your head, and everything else like that. So pretty much that's what we're going to do. We're going to make it realism. As far as making it so that it stops at a certain place, that's with joints, and let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's try and do this first. So now we're making those, and we're gonna group this with something so that we're able to make its opacity different. Alright, so now I've made the actual thing itself grouped, so now it's not an actual NPC, but as you can see, it's now I can make it see-through. This is a trick for making NPCs, for sure, so that you can see through the anatomy of this sort of NPC. Alright, so as you may know, right now I'm full screen, and usually that is something you may want to do if you want to see how much detail you got. Alright, so then we do the legs, and the legs will be thicker, of course. We'll keep it the same color, and we'll also put it to the same shape. But pretty much why we are putting the legs so that they're transparent and the head and stuff is so that we can actually see what we're doing. Now, as far as what we're gonna do for the legs, I actually have something that we could probably get away with it. But pretty much for right now, you know what, I'll show you. So alright, so what we're gonna do here, God damn it. It's pretty much what we got going on right now. Is we're gonna set it to 4. Pretty much we're going to make an outline of the foot with our poly. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to make an outline of the leg. Now you don't actually have to do this, but that'll help. Alright, that's something. Here, let's go back one and let's do that. That'll work. No. Oh, fine. Alright, scratch that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make the lower half. And instead of turning it completely to the side, we're going to do it like this, because that is how you do it. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to move this, and now we're going to start putting these together. Now, down here, we're going to group these by themselves so that they stay together. As you can see, they stay together. Now, if you're not familiar with all the boxes that you're seeing, it's just pretty much showing you the edges and where it collides and stuff. And also some of the art as well. So, back to what I was doing. There is a limit rotations, and what we're going to do here is there's an upper angle and there's a lower angle. Now, as far as what I got for this, it's pretty much upper angle is going this way. I'm not quite sure if you're seeing this backwards, but for you it would be this way, and if you're facing, I was me, it would be going upwards. It would be going upwards pretty much. So it would go upwards from left or something. I don't know. We'll see in a second. So pretty much we'll tweak these so that one is that and one is that. Alright. So this, the upper angle, will allow it to move this way. It'll allow this to rotate downwards to this way. And the lower angle, we'll put it to 0 so you can see. But yes, you can see it's starting to look a bit more like a actual NPC leg, because it functions and it has a sort of barrier like the NPC leg. So we're gonna put some more on this so that it can bend a bit more, and we're just gonna test that by kicking it and whatnot. Alright, so now that we got that out of the way, yeah, I forgot. You'll want to group everything here. So I'm going to have to ungroup that, and then we're going to regroup it because I screwed up. So we're going to do that and put 0 there. Now, the reason for grouping... Oh, that was wrong. What happened there? Seems like it likes to change a lot. Weird. I guess you just gotta play around with it a little bit, see what it's like. But yeah, as you can see, now it's working. So anyways, back to the whole reason of... What was I talking about? Shoot! I forgot something. I'm sorry. Back to the reason why you group it. You group it because of the different layers. So pretty much what you want is, if you look on these characters, hold on, I'll turn off debug draw. Pretty much you see on these characters how one leg is in front of the other and one arm's in front of the other, and so on. And pretty much you can see that each one has different things. So you can see the hand in front of the front leg, and you can't see the back hand in front of the back leg, and so on. So pretty much that's just to create a sort of just supposed to create a sort of so it's things don't over collide each other. So like you wouldn't see one part of the back leg in front of the front leg. So pretty much that's why I'm color coding it at the moment, so that you can kind of see which layer is supposed to be on what and what not. I hope that makes sense. So pretty much now we need to put these in position, but I'm not going to put them all in position at the same time because of the way this is made, because these overlap each other, and when I'm making stuff I would rather not overlap. Alright, so now we're going to make the lower half of the body, and for this we are making a different color. So I guess we can make it, let's make it red now. Alright, so now we do it and we make it like that. And then we will get out of here. Get out of here! I'm sorry that I can't zoom this up. There. Here. Group item right there. It took me a second. Now this is actually the lower half, but hopefully you knew that. Okay, so now we're going to put it back into place so that we can put on the next part. Alright, so now we're going to move it again. And now we're going to start putting it together. Alright, so for the waist, connect like the hips connecting with the upper torso, we're gonna make it about less than 10. And then for the legs, we're going to make it we're gonna want it to move back forward, like you're able to sit down and stuff, but we're gonna want it so that they can pretty much reach their knee up to their torso, because you're able to do that in this world. Alright, so we're gonna test it first. See how this works, because I'm not quite sure. We're gonna want it over 90 degrees. We're gonna want it about less than 80, just about. Alright, so now it's gonna start looking more and more like an NPC the more we get done. As you can see, it looks like the lower half of an NPC. Now, I'm gonna have to move this arm out of the way because it's kind of hard to see. Yeah, it looks like this is a bit too stiff, so we're gonna, Alright, so that looks a bit better. As you can see before, he was able to kind of get his legs into his torso area. So now he kind of stops himself, and that's these limit rotations in place. Alright, let's see what we got now. Let's see, I don't think I grouped this yet. But that doesn't matter too much because I'm about to group it. But yes, the way you group these and what order you do them is crucial. And I can't stress that enough. Alright, so less than 10. You can even make it about 10 if you want to. But I wouldn't suggest it. It's whatever. Because, yeah, it starts getting a little bit too floppy. And you don't want your man to be a floppy boy. So now we can try the head, because the head is also a part. Now, as far as we do the head, I believe if you want to, you can add a neck. But in this case, we will not. We are just going to put him on as a regular sort of NPC, because if you check the debug draw, I'm not quite sure, but you kind of see that they have no neck. But yeah, you kind of see they don't have a neck. So you don't really need a neck. Alright, so now we're just going to put a head. Now how are we going to attach this head? Because they aren't together. That is how we do this. So now we put the joint tool down and move it a little bit, because this is the axes that it'll be off of. And then raise this, and they're still both. Oh. Uh-oh. Let's see here. Looks like he's able to do high kicks, mate. Alright. Yeah, it didn't work. Alright, so now oh, it's fixed. Whoops. 4 group. There. All better. Let's try that again. Alright, so now he'll be a lot more care. Oh, I hope. No! See, this is what I'm talking about. You gotta group these, because now these will be in front of the red, and that's not what's supposed to happen. Yeah, you can't tell from that. I'm gonna turn this off. Maybe. Well, if I group it, then it'll be a head. Yeah, damn. Yeah, I ended up getting lazy with one of my things. Here, let's bring that back. I got lazy with one of my things because I ended up doing it wrong. I ended up doing it wrong for Jacksepticeye, so I had to make a few different arrangements that I wasn't planning for. So now that I messed up, I'm going to have to go back and group these. And not only will I have to group those, I'm going to have to also ungroup these and regroup them. Well, as far as I know, I'm pretty sure there's some way to bring them upwards and outwards. But shoot, I don't know that. Not to worry though. It's not too far back. We just gotta like go all that way. Alright, so if we're gonna remember anything, it's this. 1, 3, 1. Okay. Alright, so now we do 1, 3, 1, or just about. And then boom. Bring that down to or so. And then boom. And then we got our friend here who we will put their head on, and it'll be like boom. Rightio. How long have we been going for? Quite a while. Alright, so now we're going to make his head a little bit more floppy. Let's put it to like 20 or so. So now it's a bit more floppy. So now what we are going to do is we're going to, first of all, let's try and put our elbow back together. That won't be enough, but let's try it again. We'll put it around there. Wrong way. It's all a matter of trial and error. Let's make that a little bit less, because I don't like that. Alright, I think that's good. So now, what we are going to do is we're going to put it on. And now it's starting to look like a mess of joints and stuff, right? So, we can't really do anything about that. That's just kind of how it's going to work. Alright, so obviously we're going to need it to go both ways. Actually, do we even? No, I don't think we need a limit rotation on the arms. Alright, boom. So now, as you can see, it's pretty much a 2D character, but we still haven't gotten the last parts on. And those parts would be the other leg and the other arm. And pretty much all we gotta do from there is, let's see. It'll be a bit difficult. Let's see. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take everything we can see. Alright. I'm gonna have to see this. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna... That's what I thought. So this is the leg part. We're gonna copy and paste it. And you do that by doing Ctrl+V. Boom. So now what we're gonna do before we put it on is we're going to change the colors, which means we're going to have to break the groups. God damn it. Ha! How are you going to do that? Here we go. You pretty much spasm click. We're going to make those blue. Don't worry, people. Yeah, so pretty much what I'm doing right now is I'm doing group editor. Uh-oh. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different stuff that you'll want to learn, because I'm pretty sure all the stuff that I'm using right now is a bit oblivious. You're pretty oblivious too. But yeah, now you can see that there's multi-layering, because you can see the green behind it. And then, all we gotta do from there is get the arm out, which should be a little bit difficult, but nothing too bad. Alright, so, right here, and right here. Those are the joints we need. And then those, oh boy, how are we gonna get to, L? Alright, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this, I'm going to grab that, and that, and I think I'm going to take it out. I'm going to take it out of place, and I'm going to put that back, and this back as well. And then we are going to, uh-oh, we're missing a part. I think we're missing you. Yes. Alright. So pretty much why I need this is because it's already connected to the body, and when I copy and paste all this, the second identical copy will also be connected as well. And that is what we need. So now all we need to do is put this back into place and take this, make this blue as well. And then we're pretty much done. pretty much got your own NPC right there. Now, as far as making NPCs and whatnot, this is pretty much how you do it. As far as art goes, pretty much you just get a piece that is not fixed, and then you will get the art tool and do some fancy art on it. Say you want to do like a face or something. I'm doing a quick face right now, but pretty much if you want to do a quick face, you can do that, and it's not going to be the best thing, but like I said, I got tricks which you are about to see. Now, as you can see right now, I am editing the actual art itself, so there's actually a lot of stuff that I need to tell you about while using the art tool. So pretty much one of them is use the arrow keys. So if you click on something, you're able to use the arrow keys and whatnot instead of the mouse. And using the mouse, you can see that it's kind of a bit more sketchy, a bit more like it was on a graph, and it's kind of locked in. But when you use this, it's a lot more, you're able to use it a lot more closer and stuff. So you're able to end up making a lot more smaller and able to make a lot better art designs as well. Now, I have already used this technique, don't worry, but as you can see, it helps a lot. And it also is, I guess it's kind of a glitch, but it's kind of not, nope, it's kind of, I'm trying to think of the word, but pretty much it's kind of, it's something. But pretty much under here there is a interactable ball, and we're gonna make this dude with some eyes. Hopefully it doesn't look too bad. There's the polygon tool that I don't agree with so much. And I guess that'll work. Not. Huh. Okay. There we go. That looks normal. And now we'll just put a circle, because it's not worth doing it as anything else. Maybe it is. I'm not quite sure. Make it smaller? No. Alright then. I guess we'll just copy and paste that. What? No. Go back. Copy and paste that. Jeez. But now we can make it smaller using a WSD. And I don't know what else to add, really. I guess we could always make something else, but I mean, that's pretty much it. And then you group it all, and then it becomes a head that you're able to use as an NPC. Now, as you can see, this is just kind of a tutorial, and it's not in depth. But as you can see, that's how you make an NPC. And obviously, that took me about 34 minutes to explain, but in the end, I think it was worth it. But anyways, I hope you got some sort of something out of that video. I guess I'll put an XML or something in the video or in the place below so that you can kind of see it for yourself. And I'll see you guys later. I hope this helps for real. Anyways, if you want to see my levels on Happy Wheels, there will also be a profile link in the video. Oh, I keep saying video, but pretty much the place below where you usually find your shit, right? And yeah, subscribe, become a part of the pack today, and I'll see you wolves later. Goodbye.